My dear Christian, I will talk in a very, very important topic. Watching this video and achieving what I will see now is very, very important. Watching this video and achieving what I will see now is a matter of life or death. For that, I want you to hear me very well. Hear me with your heart. Don't hear me with your ears. I'm sure if you hear me with your heart, my talking will penetrate your heart, because most of Christians are not arrogant, are not proud. If they know the correct way, they walk in the correct way. If they hear the correct advice, they follow the correct advice. I will talk about very great and incredible scientific miracles in the Holy Quran and Sunnah for 60 minutes. Hear me and then you are free. The God said in Surah Eltharyat in chapter number 27 in verse number 47, and we constructed the heaven with strength and we will keep expanding. Which means that the God said that he constructed the heaven with strength and he will keep expanding. The recent science proved that the heaven expands with a very high velocity, which it reaches 30,000 light years every 1 second, because there are 275 million stars are created or born every day. For that, the heaven has to be expanded to accommodate these huge numbers of stars. How the Prophet Muhammad knew this very, very important fact? Did he said from himself and he will keep expanding, or the God said that, and the God inspired to him that? Very great miracle which pushes hundreds of Christians to convert to Islam. Another very great miracle. The Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith, if the fly fall in the vessel, dip all of it and then remove it, that one of its wings is a disease and the other is a treatment. The recent science proves that one of the wings of the fly contains antibiotics. For that, the Prophet Muhammad ordered us, if the fly fall in the vessel, to dip all of it. When you dip all of it and then remove it, it will drop these antibiotics in the vessel, and it will kill the microbes and the parasites which fall from the another wing, and it will clean and pure the vessel. There are more than great study in USA and Australia prove this very great fact, and now they produce antibiotics from the body of the fly for the treatment of many diseases. How the Prophet Muhammad knew that? And he was an illiterate man, can read and can write for more than 1,400 years. Very great miracle, which is hundreds of Christians to convert to Islam. Another very great miracle. The Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith, every human being is created about 360 joined, and he has to offer every day a charity or donation for every joined. And if you pray 2 rakas in the early morning, it will be equivalent for that. The recent science proves that every one of us is created about 360 joined, like Muhammad said, from more than 1,400 years. And this fact was discovered from a few years only. How the Prophet Muhammad knew that? Very great miracle. Another very great miracle. The Holy Quran said in Surah An-Najm, in chapter number 27, in verse number 45 and 46. And he created the two mates, the male and the female, from a sperm drop when it is emitted. Which means that the God said that he created the two types of fetus, the male and female, from the sperm of the man when it is emitted. Which means that the sperm of the man control the type of fetus, if it's male or female, and there is no relationship between the egg of the woman and the type of fetus. The recent science proves that. And it was well known until a few years that the egg of the woman controlled the type of fetus, until the recent science proved that the opposite side proved that the sperm of the man controls the type of fetus, and there no relationship between the egg of the woman and the type of fetus. Very great, very, very great miracle. How the Holy Quran says that from more than 1,400 years before the recent science proves that. Another very great miracle. The God said in Surah Al-An'am, chapter number 8, in verse number 125, whoever Allah wants to guide him to Islam, he make his breast expand for Islam. And whoever Allah wants to misguide him, he make his chest or make his breast tight, very tight and constricted, as he is climbing in the sky. This is an example for the people who don't want to believe. The recent science proof that the upper layers in the sky, when you want to climb in the sky, will be suffocated because the percentage of oxygen will decrease in the upper layers of the sky. The Holy Quran says that for more than 1,400 years. How the Prophet Muhammad used that? Very great miracle, which pushes hundreds of Christians to convert to Islam. Another very great miracle. The non-believers said to the Prophet Muhammad, if you really a prophet from God, split this moon for us into 2 parts and we will support you. And he said to them, can you give me a charter, a strong promise about that? He said yes, we'll give you a promise. He prayed to God and the moon has split it into 2 parts. They said to him, you charmed us with magic. This is magic. He said to them, why you broke your promises with me? I achieved what you want. She said, no, it is a magic. She said, okay, He said, okay, there are messengers who will come after 2 days. We can ask them. If they saw which you saw, this means that it is not a magic. They said, okay, because they know that the magic affect only the people in front of you, but doesn't affect the people about 100 kilometers. The messengers came after 2 days, and they said, we saw a very strange thing. We thought that the moon had split it into 2 parts, and we was astonished. What is the matter? The unbeliever said to him, no, your magic is very strong. It goes for all way. For that, the God settled down in chapter number 1, in verse number 1, in chapter number 27, in Surah Al-Qamar. The last day has been soon, and the moon has split it. And if they saw a great miracle, they don't believe. And they said it is a strong magic. And this is always the character of the non-believers. They ask for a great miracle, and then they broke their promises because they are liar and arrogant. I hope you are not like these people. When the instruments dropped on the surface of the moon, they found a very long crack. The length of this crack is 125 kilometers, and the width of this crack is 1,500 meters, and the depth of this crack is 500 meters. They was astonished because they never saw a crack like this on the ground. They make studies about this crack. They found that this crack impossible to come as a result of earthquake or volcano or any other things. And one of the scholars of NASA agency in USA said that our studies prove and that the moon has broken in the past and then is sealed another time, which prove that the God has spirited the moon for his prophet for more than 1,400 years, as the Holy Quran said. Very great miracle which pushes hundreds of Christians to convert to Islam. Another very great miracle. A great scholar, Japanese scholar, non-Muslim scholar called Masaru Emoto made a great book called Message from Water about the incredible effect of reciting the Holy Quran on the water. He found many strange things. He found that the crystals of the water changed to make very beautiful structures after reciting Quran on it. He took images for these structures and he put them in his book. And then he makes studies about the character of the water. He found that the characters and the benefits of the water changed to be better and better in the treatment of many diseases after reciting the Holy Quran on it. And he wrote that in his book, Message from Water. Very great miracle. Also, all these miracles is a drop in a big sea from hundreds and hundreds of miracles of the Quran and Sunnah, which pushes hundreds of Christians to convert to Islam. 50,000 Christians convert to Islam in USA, in Egypt, every 1 year, and 5 Christians converted to Islam every 1 hour in USA because of these miracles. Now, if you don't want to believe that this Holy Quran until now is from God, I am sorry to say to you that you are arrogant, or you are because if I told you to look at the sun in the sky and you told me that you don't see anything, this means that you are arrogant or you are blind. You have to know that the miracle, the greatness and the strength of the miracles in the Quran and Sunnah is stronger than the light of the sun in the sky. And you have to know that the whole Quran, which contains all these miracles, said in chapter number 3 in Surah Ali Imran in verse number 85, any person will accept any religion unless Islam will not be acceptable from him, and he will be from the big losers in the last day. And the Prophet Muhammad said in the hadith, I swear with whom my soul is in his hand, any person hear about me, Jewish or Christian or any another religion, and don't believe me and don't believe the religion I came with, he will be one of the hell people. You will be one of the fire people if you don't convert to Islam. I made this video because I care about you. I afraid about you. I don't want you to go to fire. You will fall in fire and you will never come out of it. Don't destroy yourself. You will cry in the last day, and you will not cry with tears. You will cry with blood, and you will bite your fingers. But the time will be off, and you will hope to return to the life for 1 second to convert to the Islam. But the time will be off and the door will be closed, and you will remember what I say now, and you will blame yourself because you don't obey me. But the time will be off and the door will be closed. I finished what I want to say. Now, drop under this video and read all the miracles which I have written. Press the links to make sure of what I have said, and after that you don't have any excuse, and you will be the killer of yourself if you don't obey me and convert to Islam.